Have you ever noticed this? Sometimes when you take a picture, the color of the face is totally different from the color of the body, especially after doing makeup. And if you try fixing this with dodge and burn or focus separation, sometimes it's not going to work because that is not a texture problem, it's a color problem. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can unify skin tone or how you can match skin color inside of Photoshop. And for this, we are going to be using my action. So I'm giving that my action for free. If you don't already have it, all you have to do is check the description below of this video. You are going to see a link where you can download the action for absolute free. So you can download it, come back, like this video, and also share this video to a friend who you think might learn something from this video. Let's jump right into it. So I'm going to be working on this image right here and this image right here, as you can see. If you take a look at this image, you can see the colors of the image are not looking even. Now, to make it look uniform or to match the colors, all you have to do is first of all duplicate your background layer by pressing on Command J, and you can also do this after you've done your skin retouching. So after duplicating your background layer, just click on action. So if you've installed the action and you can't find your action right here, all you have to do, don't worry, come to Windows and click on actions right here. So once you click on action, just look for this color correction action right here and click on it. Now once you click on it, it's going to open gradient map for you. Now pay close attention. From here, the layer mask is automatically selected, but we don't want to work on layer mask yet, so make sure the gradient itself is selected. Once you select the gradient, double click on the gradient and it's going to open up the gradient property. Or once you select the gradient, click on your properties and it's going to open. If you can't find your properties, anything you can find on the sidebar or anything you can find inside of Photoshop, just come to Windows and you're going to see them right here. So click on properties right here and it's going to open up the properties tab for you. Now I'm going to click on this gradient right here and it's going to open this gradient editor for me. Now pay close attention, this is where it all happens. Now from here, we're just going to sample a color from the dark part of the image and sample another color from the bright part of the image. Now I learned this from Pixelperfect and it works really well. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys. Now what I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to leave this black on black and also leave this white on white. So these are black and these are white. So I'm just going to click on this one that's close to the black. Just click on it, click on this color and just sample any dark color on the image. So I'm going to sample this color right here and click on OK. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this one right here, the one that's close to the white. Click on it, then click on color and sample any bright color. So I'm going to sample this bright color on the cheek, not the highlights, but this one close to the highlight right here on the cheek. I'm just going to sample that color like this and hit OK. All right. After that, I'm just going to click on OK. Now we've gotten our sample color. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to paint this color on the image. Before we continue, if you are looking to enhance or improve your studio background, I created 25 amazing snowlight effects that you can use to enhance your studio background. And these are some of the snowlight effects. And if you're interested, I will leave the link where you can buy it in the description below of this video. And there's a step-by-step video explaining in details how to use it. Now back to our video. Now I'm going to select my layer mask. Once I select my layer mask, I'm going to pick my normal brush tool. Once I select my normal brush tool, I'm going to make sure I'm using a soft round brush, not a hard brush. So if you want to check that, click on this arrow right here and just select soft round brush. Okay. Make sure your foreground color is set to white. Zoom in on your image and just paint on the skin tone like so. All right. Now I know it's not looking good right now. We are going to fix it. So just paint on the skin tone, just like this. Now don't paint on the eyes and don't paint on the lips. So we're just going to painting on the skin tone, but we're not going to painting on the mouth. So we're not going to painting on the lips, just the skin, like so. So just take your time to do this and also be very careful where you're painting. If maybe you paint outside, you can just switch to a black brush by pressing X on your keyboard or click on this arrow right here to switch between black and white. So black is to erase. Once I select black and I paint, it's just going to erase. Or better still, you can pick your eraser tool. So once I select my eraser tool, I also make sure my foreground color is set to white and just paint and it's just going to erase, as you can see, like so. But I don't want to erase, so I'm going to undo by pressing on Command Z to undo. Now pick my normal brush again and just carefully paint on the skin. So you can see I'm just taking my time to paint on the skin tone like so. Okay, so I finished selecting the skin tone. See the before and the after, the before and the after, the before and the after. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to come to the blend mode, change it from normal to color, since we want to work on only the color, as you can see. Now, the skin to color are looking the same, but it's still not looking realistic. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to feather it and just make the edges look smoother. So to feather it, with layer mask selected, click on your properties, and like I explained earlier, if you can't find your properties, just come to Windows. You are going to see properties right here, so click on it. Now come to feather and just feather it to just make the edges look smooth like that. So the transition is going to be smooth. Now from here, just come to the opacity and just reduce the opacity the way you want it, like so. Now see the before and the after. It's looking even right now. So I think for this, I'm just going to use maybe about 50 work. So the before and the after. And what you can do from here, you can just double click on this gradient again. Once you double click on the gradient, just come to this color right here. So you can choose to just change the color if you want to. So once you click on the color, you can choose to just play with the color and see what fits your image. I think I'm going to take this one a little bit down a little bit to make it dark, like so. Then click on the midtones or the bright part of the image, double click on it and just take it up a little bit to make it bright. So like this works. Wow, this is really good. The before and the after. Now let's do the same thing for this other image right here. Now the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to locate my background layer by pressing Command J. Now I think the blemishes on this image are looking a bit too much, so I'm just going to quickly retouch this image with AI. So I'm going to click on my action and just click on retouch for me right here, and it's just going to retouch the image for me automatically without me having to do anything. Alright, it has finished retouching. Let's see the before and the after. This is the before and the after. It's looking a whole lot better right now. See it? The before and the after. I'm just going to use Reblend retouch to still make it look even more better. So to do that, I want to create a stamp visible layer by pressing Command Option Shift E and just come to Filter, click on Reblend, click on Reblend retouch right here. So I use both Reblend and the retouch on me to retouch my image with AI directly inside of Photoshop. And if I want to make any adjustments, I can manually make more adjustments to it or do manual retouching to it if I still want to do that. So that's why I like using the retouch on me and Reblend, because they are directly inside of Photoshop. And if you're interested in getting either the retouch on me or the Reblend or both, I'll be leaving the link where you can get both in the description below of this video. Okay, it has finished retouching with Reblend. So see the before and the after. Take a look at the image, the before and the after. You just added some finishing touch to it, and I want to click on OK. And from here, if I still want to add manual edits to it, I can just do my focus separation on top of it, or do more of my collage and bond on top of it like that. Now this image is looking much better compared to the way it was originally. See the before and the after. Let me just group it, the before and the after. All right. Now to even out the color on this image, I'm going to come to my action and I'm going to click on color correction right here. Once I click on it, I'm just going to double click on the gradient right here. Click on the gradient. It's going to open gradient editor for me. So I'm going to select this dark part, click on the color, and just select any dark color I want the skin tone to look like. So maybe I'm going to select this dark color under the neck like this and hit OK. Now I'm going to select the bright parts. Also select, click on color, and just select maybe this part right here on the forehead and hit OK and hit OK as well. And from here, I have my colors, my dark color and my bright color. I'm going to leave the black on black. Remember, don't touch this black and also don't touch this white. And I'm going to click on OK. Now from here, I'm going to select my layer mask, pick my normal brush tool, make sure opacity to 100, full set to 100, and also make sure you're using a soft round brush, very important, and just brush on the image like so. So anywhere there's skin, just work on it to even out the colors. Now don't worry about the blush for now. We can actually bring back the blush later, but for now, let's just paint on all the whole skin tone like so, but not on the mouth. Like I said, if you make any mistake, just switch to a black brush and just remove it. And you can actually zoom in so you can see what you are doing. So I'm just going to continue painting with a white brush on the face, sorry, on the skin, like so. Do the same thing for the neck. Now I think I'm painting on the background, so maybe I'll probably remove some of those effects from the background. So I'm going to switch to a black brush and just paint the ones that space on the background out, like so. Yeah, I think like this works for me. So I want to come up a little bit, switch back to a white brush and just paint some parts of the hair as well, those parts that show skin, like this. Okay, this is the first step. Now remember, you already know what to do. Just come to your blend mode, change from normal to color, like this. Once you change the color, you can see the whole skin tone are looking even, but obviously it's not looking good, and we're going to fix that. All right, so let me just add this part to the selection and just come to my feather. With the layer mask selected, come to the properties and just feather it to just make the edges look look even and smooth. All right, so I'm just going to come to the opacity. Let me move my glass so I can actually see the colors, because as a retoucher, if you're working with colors, if you're using glasses, it might be a little bit too warm. So when I want to color grade, I just take off my glasses and so I can see the color properly. Now I'm just going to reduce the opacity of this gradient map. All right, so maybe about 40 should work. So the before and the after, the before and the after. Now the colors are looking even, but now the image is now looking a bit too white, and I don't want that. Now to fix that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to color grade this image. So to color grade this image and make it look even warm, I'm going to come to my adjustments, click on color lookup, and just use Photoshop inbuilt 3D LUT. So click on load 3D LUTs, and I'm going to use this script warm right here because I want the image to look warm. So I'm going to select that warm fill, and obviously now it's looking a bit too much. So I'm just going to come to the opacity and just reduce the opacity until I feel it's okay. Not too much, but to a point where you feel it's okay. So I think maybe about 30 should work for me. 30 works for me. Now, see the before and the after. The before and the after. Right now, I feel the face is looking a little bit too bright compared to the body. So I'm just going to fix that inside of camera raw. I'm going to create a transmissible layer, operating on Command Option Shift E, or Ctrl Shift Alternate E if you're using the Windows, and just come to filter and just click on camera raw filter right here. Now inside of camera raw filter, I'm going to come to my masking first. First things first, I'll come to my masking. Once I come to my masking, I'm going to wait for these people to load. Once these people load, I'm going to select on person 1 and just select the facial skin like this and click on create mask. So it's going to create that mask for us. So I'm going to come to exposure and just take the exposure down. It's going to affect only the face. So maybe come to the highlight, reduce the highlight on the face a little bit. So the before and the after, I feel it's too much. So maybe come to the exposure again, take the exposure up a little bit like this. I don't want it to be too much. Now I feel there's a tint of green on the face. So I'm going to come down to my white balance and just add a bit of magenta to the face, just to remove that tint of green. Maybe add a bit of warmth to the face as well. Now this is looking even. I like it like this. All right, so see, just take a look at the face. See the before and the after. The before and the after. Then what I'm going to do, maybe increase the highlight a little bit to still bring back some of the shine, like so. Then from what I'm going to do, I feel it's too much. I'll take the highlight down a bit and just come to the amount and just reduce the amount of the general adjustment I made. Now this is good. The before and the after. So I'm going to come to the general adjustments and just come to the calibration, come to the blue primary, take the saturation up, come to the hue and just play with the hue on any color you want. So if you want this fair yellow skin tone, you can go with this. But for me, for this image, I'm going to add a bit of magenta orange like this. All right, so maybe about 12 works for me, the before and the after. Then maybe come to the green primary saturation, reduce it a little bit, come to the hue, play with the hue and see, like so. So hue -4, saturation -11, the before and the after. Then I'm going to come to the vibrance and just take the vibrance up a little bit. Now, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to this, what's it called? Color grade right there, and just add a bit of, just play with the shadow and see what works for me for the shadow. So I think green. Let's see green. No. Let's try cyan. No. Let's try blue. No. No. So I think green works for me for the shadows. I'm going to use green. I'm going to add greens to the shadow or blue. Okay, I think I want to add blues to the shadow. Or cyans. I don't know. So I think I'm going to add a bit of blues to the shadow. Blue cyan. And just take it down a little bit. Like so. Alright? The before and the after. The before and the after. And from here, I'm just going to click OK. Now remember I told you not to worry about the blush that we're going to bring back later. This is how you can easily bring back blush on your image inside of Photoshop using my action. So to bring back the blush, all you have to do is click on the action again. You are going to see this makeup blush right here. So click on makeup blush. It's just going to load that action for you. So with this black layer mask selected, pick your normal brush tool. Make sure you're using a soft hand brush, very important. Make sure your foreground color is set to white. Opacity is set to 100, and you can use the flow of 4 or 3%. I'm going to use 3% and hit OK. Now I'm going to zoom in on the blush. Once I zoom in on the blush, I'm just going to paint on the blush to bring back the blush right there. Alright, so come to this other one. Just paint on the blush to bring it back like so. Now you don't have to overdo this. Just be careful when you're painting. See the before, and the after. The blush is back. The before and the after. Now what I can do, I can just click on the properties of this layer mask and just feather it to spread the blush effect and just make it blend even more, like so. See the before and the after. So let me just group everything so you can see where we're starting from and where we are right now. Alright, so see the before. You can see the color of the skin is not looking even, and right now see the after, the before and the after. So if you have an image that the face is different from the body or the hand is different from the legs and just want to unify or match the skin color, this is how you can do it inside of Photoshop. Now, if you want to learn how to retouch your image with just one click using AI inside of Photoshop, you can check out this video right here. I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay creative.